We're back. We're back. So what was your job during that 4-year period at St Andrews?
So I came from the Birmingham Mail newspaper group and started off as a social media executive.
Yeah.
And actually, I said a few times credit to Blues at the time because I think other than Manchester City, I was the only second person ever in English football to be employed full-time to develop social media.
Okay.
And you think back to then, Facebook was probably about it. Twitter was a relatively new thing. YouTube hadn't really kicked on. So for the first year or so, that was sort of my sole focus, which is a bit of a gamble because I was sort of all set out to be a journalist, and sort of nobody knew how big social media would become at that stage. So fully embraced it, took on far too many different platforms at various different times, from sort of Pin It to Vine, if people remember that at the time. It was pre-Snapchat, so that wasn't one on my radar. Developed that, and then obviously first season club win the Carling Cup, then get relegated, and as a result of relegation next season, obviously the staffing changed quite considerably, and I found myself for certainly the last 3 years head of media and communications. So worked under Alex McLeish, Chris Houghton, Lee Clark, and then I handed in my notice on the day Gary Rowett was unveiled. So I had about 2 weeks with Gary Rowett before I set sail for the FA.
Okay. Interesting times. You've developed yourself now and moved on to the FA, working out of Wembley and St George's. And tell us about your role there. What do you do there? Was it a pretty similar kind of thing?
Well, no social media. Sort of the way it works, the FA is we have sort of so official title is Senior Communications Manager for England men's teams. So the way it works, the FA is the content team are part of the marketing department. So the communications is very much on its own as a department. And if you like, from a layman's term perspective, it's like an old school press office. So it's dealing with the both proactive and reactive media requests, facilitating press conferences, helping develop players and coaches in terms of their sort of own media sort of culpability and confidence, and just PR really, sort of old-fashioned PR, trying to showcase. We work on a mantra really of we want these England players to come across as not just good footballers but even better people, and that's certainly we focus and dedicate ourselves to be, and also we do see ourselves as being able to support performance, although we can't physically cross the line and kick the ball in the net or get players fit. We feel by creating an environment around media opportunities that the players face, certainly during a tournament, by creating a better environment, we sort of alleviate that pressure and allow them to just go out there and be themselves and do their thing on the football pitch.
It certainly seems to me, I don't know whether you'd agree, Paul, but when you look at the players now, they do seem to be putting themselves across a lot better than they were, say, 10 years ago when they'd all just got headphones on. My pet hate, by the way, not in a studio, but when you're on a coach, driving down, the coach drivers go down Wembley Way, the kids are waving at them and the heads forward, headphones on. And the only one, and it was a long time ago, was David Beckham to wave out the window at all the kids that were sat there. So it does seem that, it's moved and it's changed, and the culture has changed a lot, and it doesn't seem so prima donna-ish, and that's the reason I stopped going to Wembley like 20 odd years ago.
Yeah, I think when you think back to sort of Capello's reign and maybe prior to him as well, there seemed to be more of a club divide, didn't there? The Liverpool, maybe at lunch you might have the Liverpool table, the Man United table, and everyone now, as soon as they sort of come off that coach into St George's Park, you see like Saka acknowledging Harry Kane as soon as he arrives. So you can see that they're all one big unit.
Definitely. I think there's sort of three key factors which have sort of helped with that development in terms of footballers. I think number one is certainly that club divide has gone, and I think St George's Park has helped with that. Because now you've got players coming through various different age groups, used to each other, sort of regardless of their club background. So almost they are like teammates. Well, they are teammates at the international stage, so it's familiar to them. The environment's familiar. It feels like a club training ground would do. If you go back to pre-St George's Park, we never really had that. You had fragmented youth teams all around the country in different places, so it was harder to feel a part of it, and therefore sort of feel a part of almost a club. I think secondly, and the clubs have got a lot of credit for this, but also individuals, I think players are a lot more socially conscious now. They realise their influence and where they can make a change. I think social media has helped with that. Sort of they've got their own sort of window of voice to the world, but clubs, with the great money that media brings into the game, you have to service that in the right way. So at the same time as developing players that are probably better situated with that, the players themselves are realising their own responsibility.
It's a shame you can't develop some of the users of social media.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So,
I don't really want to go into that though, Paul, because I think that's being dealt with anyway.
Yeah. But I just wanted to ask you, Andy, as well, on the day of the final. Talk us through, like, say you get out of bed, I don't know, 8 a.m. Talk us through your day from your point of view, and how difficult was it to get into the stadium on the coach with all the chaos going on outside?
Oh, we didn't come across any of that because we sort of go. So if I go sort of back to the start of the question, I mean, actually, match days for us in the build-up to probably quite a day from our role, because we've done our stuff.
You've done all your stuff building up to it.
And until Gareth and a player does an interview on arrival, sort of the match day is really just sort of getting prepared and rested, really, because it's important to rest ahead of a match like that, because it takes a lot out of you emotionally and physically.
Yeah.
In terms of the events outside the stadium, getting in, we didn't feel any of that at the time, because obviously we get a back route in to go into the stadium, the players get before a coach, so there was no issues from our end there. But no, generally wake up sort of mid-morning. We always do a media summary, which we collate all the coverage across the board and then send that to lots of internal people, so they get a snapshot of how it's been reported and covered. And then get to stadium, and certainly in this COVID era, we've suddenly become sort of engineers as well as media officers, because we're having to sort of set up virtual press settings like this with cameras and mics, because obviously the media aren't there in attendance to interview the player, so we make sure all that equipment's right. It's interesting because Wembley was obviously a neutral stadium, so whether you're home or away team, and actually for the Italy game we were in the away dressing room like we were for I think it was the Czech Republic game as well. So that was strange going on that one side. And then really the case is the squad arrive, they always do interviews on arrival, which we sort of facilitate, and then during the game it's a case of, as well as enjoying the game, we are sort of monitoring social media, tracking radio and TV coverage, seeing almost where the narrative might go post-match, because then we just ensure then that players and manager are ready to sort of respond. And actually the amount of post-match interview we have, there's 17 positions pitch side of TV, but within that there's 21 individual broadcasters. They'll all at least need 2 interviews post-match, as well as a press conference, as well as a virtual mix zone, as well as radio interviews. So we got to help sort of get the players in position where they can go and do that and sort of deliver what they want, but at the same time while grappling with the emotion of having just lost a European final. At that stage we was unaware of trouble around the stadium, so that sort of hadn't entered our world or psyche, and also we wasn't at that stage immediately up to speed on the sort of shameful racist abuse that 3 of the lads received as well. So in a nutshell, that's a typical day, just really servicing the media on the ground.
Was you a big England fan before you worked for the FA as well? Would you get to many games?
I'm sort of in the probably a minority really, where it's always been country before club for me. I've always been an England fan first and foremost, and you don't get many people who are like that. But for me, Italia 90 was the first thing I ever remember.
Yeah, me too.
And that hooked me onto football for life. And then
I was there.
96.
Italia 90, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched the one night.
Well, we drove the coach through where they were playing.
Is it the one night in Turin?
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's where we drove through, We were in this bus made out as a camper. And I got my little child. I mean, my 35-year-old was 7 or 8 and 9 years old at that junction, and there was just one cone separating at the border. It was just out. Opened the bus door, picked the cone up, moved it. Next, there's a gun in my face. Seriously, I've got an England top on as well. You dirty English, you're all the same. He's going like this, proper pointing his gun at me. I thought,
blimey,
here's where life ends.
we're just starting to come out the back end of hooliganism.
It's pretty. So when Luke Shaw scores, are you able to go as mental as I did?
We do actually. To be honest, because
great, isn't it?
The beauty is our seats. I'm very fortunate that we sort of sit as part of the team staff because of. So on this occasion, because of the COVID bubble, we were given sort of what's called red zone passes, and you were only allowed in a certain area of the stadium as a collective. You're not allowed to mix with other people. So whereas on a normal match day, we'd be back and forth to the media box and everything. On this, we are sort of sat behind the dugout. So obviously, when you're there on the level, you sort of live, breathe. Technically kick every ball you can. I mean, I remember when the Germany which for me is the most outstanding memory of the tournament, the Germany game, was when sort of the second goal went in. I thought I genuinely nearly fainted because I'd exhaled that much oxygen. I didn't have enough time to take it back in. But yeah, no, I do get to go semi-mental.
I mean, that moment Luke Shaw scored in that final, I think, well, my life peaked for probably about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Same with Trippier's free kick in the World Cup as well.
Exactly.
But, and looking back now, obviously, it's just gut-wrenching that we didn't get the job done in the end. But
particularly
so
the
unlucky.
Trippier one in the World Cup. You sort of, at half-time being 1-0 up, thinking, God, are we going to a World Cup final?
Yeah.
It just sort of didn't feel real.
No.
Okay, going a little bit off track now. Question coming in from Pat Begley. What's the best kit you've ever worn? I.e., I want to know the best England kit and the best Blues, your favourite Blues top as well.
The Italian 90 England kit. It was a bit easy to go with in that sense.
Was that an Umbro, was it?
Yeah, it was the Umbro going in. The white one.
I've got to go. I've got to go home.
You remember something, Nick?
I got well.
But also, the same group that was the blue, the sort of third away kit that they had as well. They had the red and the blue.
No, I've got a really big thick coat at home from that season.
Oh yeah,
with the England badge on it.
Proper manager's bench coat.
Oh yeah. It's one of the Arsene Wenger specials.
And Blues kit. I mean, I'm never fortunate enough to own one, but I'd glad to get my hands on one. Is the old the Marmite kit, which I've got the paint.
Dolly mixture.
Oh no,
Dolly mixture, I love that one.
Oh no,
it's one of those ones that's so bad it's good.
And that, ladies and gents, was the Tilton.
I didn't recognise that.
It's Marmite divides opinion.
Marmite. I had a Marmite sandwich on the way here. I love Marmite. Oh yeah,
I love Marmite.
Marmite is gorgeous.
I love Marmite, but on a sandwich, I'd rather have it on toast.
Well, I was rushing. I didn't have time to cook the bread.
Mind you, but talking about bad kits, has anyone seen the Forest one? It's the away one.
The third one. The third kit.
Yeah.
The Stuart Broad was
so bad.
It's a bit eye-catching. I mean, kits are, I have to admit, they're pushing boundaries every time. These kits are something getting absolutely wacky. I mean, by the way, the Blues current away kit is
it's brilliant.
An absolute thing of
Superb,
beauty, isn't it?
What do we think of the home shirt with the sort of tigerish? Have you seen it? The tiger effect?
I sort of. It didn't grab me at first, but when I've seen people wearing it now, I can warm to it.
I brought it the other day, and it's grown on me. Really
it looks nice on the pitch. When
when you actually see it,
what,
so much better than last season's.
You put it on and it grew on you. It was a size 12, but now it's a size 14.
I have to admit, but
all right, Nick, I know what you're doing.
You know where I'm going at, yeah.
Talking of kits, I mean, particularly during lockdown, I developed a sort of addiction to buying random football kits. It's a bit of a sort of mini hobby of mine. Sort of, I've got some of the J League ones.
Oh, wow.
Well, you've got a kit on tonight now. That's Earlswood Town Football Club. You're the chairman.
Yes.
Do we have to bow?
No, I'll spare you that. Yeah.
You'll have some of that one, yeah. So, how long have you been the chairman of that one then?
2 weeks.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
no wonder the shirt looks new.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to chat Harry Kane up to come and play for you?
Maybe getting down to watch in the first instance.
So what is your role involved in that one then?
Well, it was something that, I mean, those that know me well know that almost my guilty pleasure has always been non-league football. So, generally you could give me 2 tickets to a Serie A game or 2 tickets to, a Northern Premier Division game, and I'd gladly go to Northern Division Premier game. There's just something about non-league football that has always appealed to me. But more so about, and giving back sounds a bit cheesy, but generally that's sort of what I wanted to get involved at a level, within my local community, a non-league club. Hopefully bringing my experience of working the professional game, but giving a bit of a different insight to a non-league club. And Earlswood one that, for a friend I knew, just approached me via LinkedIn actually out of the blue and said, our chairman's just stood down, would you be interested in taking it up? And I went, absolutely, I'll be willing to listen to you. My one reservation was obviously commitments, because I've got 2 young children, obviously was gearing up to the Euros and generally busy, but it was almost, it's one of them ones where as much time I've got to put in is almost how much I get out of it. So I see it as a bit of a hobby, but also I generally see that I can sort of help Earlswood Town improve. They play at Midland League Division 2. They're completely amateur at the moment, and the one thing that's really struck me in the first few weeks is, you talk about gate receipts when you go to professional club, but literally the £3 entry fee you pay at Earlswood Town absolutely counts. Every penny does. So in the first instance, I've just helped launch a membership scheme where it's £30 for adults, £20 for concessions. That covers all home league games. So it's a season ticket in effect, but the idea being that if we can get for your local business on board to offer a 10% or 20% off on showing the card, it can offer a bit more. But also at that level, I think, because it's a relatively modest amount of money, anybody who's got a loose association with Earlswood as the place, the club, me, the players, can almost now make a tangible financial commitment, which, whether they can make games or not, goes an awful long way, really. So anybody who fancies an Earlswood Town membership, then please give us a shout.
There you go.
Is that where you live, Andy? Is that where you're from?
I don't know. I live close. I live sort of Knoll, Dorridge.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's about 10 minutes from me.
So explain exactly where Earlswood is so that everybody knows, so we can all get down to the next home game.
Well, the Lakes train station, so just look at that on your
Where, sorry?
which the Lakes train
Lakes
station.
train
It's direct
station.
from Birmingham. I think it takes about 20 minutes, half an hour to get there. And it's
Oh, it's is it heading out towards Coventry a little bit?
more towards Stratford.
More towards Stratford.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that way. It's known for its lakes. Well, it's a lake. It's a big lake, I should say. That's what it's iconic for.
Okay.
And actually, it's one of them ones where actually Adam Rooney of former Birmingham City fame, now Solihull Moors, messaged me to say he's lived in Earlswood for 2 years, a mile away from the lake, and he had no idea a football club was in Earlswood. And that's our biggest issue at the moment. It's the awareness, because it's sort of where it's tucked away in the rolling hills. It's not overly well signposted, and that level of football didn't get a great amount of coverage, and that's part of really why I want to take it on, is almost help to raise that awareness of the club, because it's a great little setup.
And what a platform to do it on.
Tilton, so Tilton Talk.
Absolutely.
Please adopt Earlswood Town from second team.
You know, because we're such a daft lot. On the first international break, you might need some extra stands, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anybody fancy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Up for it? Earlswood?
I'll go, yeah.
Earlswood, here we come.
Nice little bar.
I can't wear red and white.
Even
though.
better.
Right. Have you got a blue and white away kit?
No, it's like a neon yellowy green away kit.
Right, okay.
So
That
Get
shirt
photos
reminds
up
me
or
a little bit of the old Denmark.
yeah, I've actually got that
Euro
shirt.
92, was
Denmark,
it?
yeah.
Well, the Euros, don't they? 92.
Yeah, 92, yeah.
I've actually got the 86 Denmark. That was one of my purchases.
Oh, that's
during lockdown.
class one, yeah.
Not supposed to be, I guess, though, is it? It's not supposed to be anything
No,
Danish about it.
no, it's just red and white. It's their colour.
Just the style of it, which just reminds me of it, yeah.
Well, it's absolutely superb to have you back in the studio, Andy. It's, and I mean that. Thanks ever so much for giving me time up on a Monday. And I can tell by the comments that are coming through, what a top bloke. This, that, I know they're all directed at me, really. They just spelled the name wrong. Right, okay. Have we got another question there from Craig Courtney? Who was the nicest footballer or person you worked with at Blues?
From
Livy.
Olivia, yeah.
That's his daughter, yeah.
Curtis Davis.
Curtis Davis.
Yeah, absolute
Nice
gent.
guy, yeah.
So still keep in touch now, and
Good.
he's one of the good guys you want to see do well. Good to see him still playing, actually, because I know his injuries issues last year. He scored, actually, didn't he, on the weekend?
Did I? I didn't notice.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? I didn't realise.
They drew 1-1, didn't they?
They drew
1-1?
yeah.
Yeah, and he scored the goal, yeah?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Up the Triton Towers top as well, said Andy Ladd. I like the Triton Towers one, because the first song that was sung as the teams were coming out, right? I'd rather have a shower than a bath. Oh, I'd rather have a shower. I remember that. I was howling while it was really good. Rather have a shower than a bath. So the Football League is now in full swing. The Championship is up and running. Game 1 over. Game 2 coming up on Saturday. And we still haven't got the stadium open yet. All of it anyway. Don't know. Anybody know what the level is, where the repairs are and one thing of them? It's only 20 years old. How can it fall down after 20 years?
So it's going to be a couple of months, isn't it, before we get the bottom? I think it's the bottom tier, isn't it?
Yeah, bottom.
So lower Cop and Tilton is not ready,
No.
but
Right.
upper Cop and Tilton is, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So me and my mates have had to move, you know. We're in the bottom of the Tilton, me and my friend Jane and all the rest of them.
What, normally?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Block 6.
Where you had to move to? Main stand or?
Gilmerrick, Lever.
Right.
Well, it'll be a big experience for you. I think we've just got to embrace it. There's nothing we can do about it.
No,
After all, is there?
no.
You know, but it's sad to see that a 20-year-old stadium has fallen into that much disrepair in such a short time that they've had to close it on safety reasons. It's crazy. It's crazy, you know. I don't blame Bob the maintenance man, by the way. But, you know, I don't know. Anyway, off to Bawdsley Labour Club I went last week. There was Kenny Burns, and I've known Kenny Burns for over 30 years. And, of course, we've both changed over the years. Probably me more than him. And I walked in, shook his hand. Tom Ross was there, great guy. Loved Tom to bits. Kenny, went like that. He says, oh yeah. I said, you don't remember me, do you? He said, no. I thought, this is my opportunity. I said, all right, okay. Tom, any chance I could pop up and ask a question? A bit like, oh yeah, of course, Tom. He's like, any questions at the end of the session? Yeah, straight on stage. I got the microphone. I said, Kenny, 30 odd years ago, I sat in a pub. And I've spoken to the individual that you abused that night. Tonight, that individual was my son, Adam. He remembers the fact that he'd just eaten scampi and chips and peas in the barn owl. And you came in, grabbed his knee, shook it violently, and said, hey, you're going to be a Villa fan when you grow up. Absolutely true. Now, my response to Kenny, you probably couldn't repeat on the show. All right? So then I've told the story of the game of football that I played with Ken once many years ago, and cut a long story short, they were all laughing because I brought an old bloke with me. Just kicked off, boom, straight in the back of the net, and somebody just come and said, I know who that is. I said, old bloke? Old bloke syndrome. And then I was in goal second half, and he smashed the ball that hard. He poleaxed me, hit me bang square in the face, and I went down like a ton of bricks. And he come up, picking me up by the hey, you're right. I said, I saved it, didn't I, Ken? I said, so you've abused me, you've abused my son. He still remembers it from the age of 5. I said, so now I want you to tell the audience, the whole audience, I even managed to throw up all over Brian Clough's wife. See you, mate. And he was going, oh. It's kind enough to give me his telephone number afterwards, so hopefully we'll get Kenny on a show.
That'd be good.
We'll just have to have the bleep. The bleep.
I interviewed Kenny.
Oh, Kenny Burns got more teeth now than when playing. Yeah, right. And Nicholas Wellesby says, thank you, Nicholas. The capacity is 21,000 on Saturday, he thinks. That's an awful
decent.
lot.
Yeah, that's more than I thought.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a lot less than that.
So what got you into blues, Andy, at the start? So you were obviously following blues as a kid as well, or before you?
I had a split family, really. I have some Villa, some blues, as most do, sort of locally here. And the first game I went to was 1992. It was a 3-3 draw, 2-2 draw with Hull on New Year's Day.
Yeah,
I think my dad sort of won a ticket in a raffle or something like that. Going years back. And then actually, sort of, because I sort of really didn't play football and sort of getting too involved in it, I wouldn't say I was a hardened fan until I sort of got to sort of early teens, and that's where I started sort of wanting to get involved with football as a profession. I knew I was sort of never ever good enough to get paid to play, so getting paid to watch was the next best thing, and that's what I sort of pursued, and then fortunately sort of was covering all 4 Midlands teams for the Birmingham Owl for 6 or so years. You do build up definitive aspects of it, but then the Birmingham opportunity come up and took it from there. But actually sort of as many people know, the sort of team I would usually follow and would sort of be my team would be Solihull. Well, it was Solihull Borough, who are now Solihull Moors. Yeah. And again, I think
because you had Moor Green, didn't you, and Solihull Moors?
Solihull Borough.
Solihull Borough.
And in 2007, 2007 they merged. Yeah. And I was working on the Solihull News at the time, so helped to break that story in sort of their flying EFL in a matter of time, you'd imagine, for that club.
Apparently I've been fined £10 by Michael Woods for using the bad word. The bad word.
The V word.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say it. We're not allowed to say it. Going back to that evening, great to sit next door to Lindsay and Colin, lovely people, and I hope you didn't have too much of a headache the following morning. My God, they was putting some brandy down on, I'll be honest with you. They were proper going for it. That's the only way to do it, isn't it?
Nick,
the only way to do it. Yes.
How long did Kenny talk for?
I think it was about 2 half-an-hour sessions, like with a mini break in between. So yeah, but he just chatted, and like people was asking him questions after. Chatting about his time at Blues. I mean, it's a guy, Scottish international, 2 like European Cup winners. And an hero of mine back in the day when I was a child. Yeah. Got to play football with him, and he got to squeeze my son's leg to death.
The thing I love about Kenny Burns is that the level of football he's playing at, he actually got converted from a defender to a striker. He went
defender, midfield, then striker.
That's the sort of stuff that usually happens at youth level, you understand. But when you're actually playing at the top of your games, imagine that happening nowadays. Sort of a centre half suddenly.
I'm struggling to think of another one. The only one I can think of is Paul Warhurst.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. And Chris Sutton as well plays centre back, didn't he? And
Chris Sutton.
Chris Sutton as
He
well.
went back there, and Dion Dublin.
Back
a bit, didn't
yeah.
he?
So there's a few, but not many.
But usually they go the other way.
Yeah,
They go from
yeah.
front
When they
to
get
back,
older,
not
they go back
to front. Yeah.
Right, okay. So we've got Dong out, Chong in. It's all happening down the Blues, isn't it? Sigh of relief, I think, when the man left.
Definitely.
From pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
I can only talk for supporters, and I can only really talk for myself.
And I think that's why it feels different this season. Just feels it's got a different vibe about it, like Mark said. And for me, I'm optimistic and hopeful that we're going to do really well this season. When I say really well, I'm talking like stability, no dramas, no relegation battles.
Fingers crossed.
No points deductions.
No. So
saying that, Paul, would you be happy with a mid-table finish?
absolutely.
I would. I'll take 12.
As long as there's progress, that's the main thing. But I genuinely think Lee Bowyer is good enough, though, to even exceed our expectations.
Let's not start dreaming too quickly.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
just throwing it out there early doors. I just think that, I'm not saying I think we'll be in the playoffs or anything, but I think he's good enough to do it in time.
In time.
And he might just shock us this season, who knows?
Happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, it happens.
Happens a lot in the EFL.
And you've got to give Chong a little bit of credit for the way he played as well Saturday night. He was
Well,
he was into
everywhere.
everything, wasn't he?
Brilliant.
Everything.
He run his heart out for us.
Yeah.
And to think he's a lone player as well, I mean, that was just, performance of a hero, wasn't it, really, the way he played? He was everywhere.
I think last time we had a performance on a debut like that, the guy scored 4. What was his name?
Jesse Lingard.
Jesse Lingard, yeah.
You'd have been there, wouldn't you, Andy?
Was it?
Yeah.
I remember it
Yeah.
vividly.
Yeah. And up a little bit, one Chris.
That was Sheffield Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yes.
Roger Johnson was playing for them as centre half, wasn't
Was he?
he? Yeah. He was playing centre back for Sheffield Wednesday.
So it was after his Blues time.
2014. So, yeah.
Yeah. Nearly 18 months since we've done this, and it's surreal, isn't it?
Doesn't feel that long now, I'm here again.
Just gone like that. It's
quite crazy, isn't it, yeah?
Yeah.
How long's it been since you last came in?
7 years, I think we said, weren't it?
That's
2014.
I can't believe that, mate.
And credit to Chris, it's unrecognisable. It's sort of shifted up a few notches of professionalism, so very good.
You've got to keep going. You've got to keep improving all the time.
Yeah,
It
rolling stone.
doesn't matter what you do, whether you're a footballer, whether you do something like this. And this started off as a crazy little project with a plastic microphone and a cat that used to scratch my legs. All right.
That's right.
And now you're almost sitting in Sky Sports land, aren't you?
Yeah.
We did evolve to 2 plastic microphones at one stage.
We did, yeah.
No, I mean it is credit to you guys because a club the size and history of Birmingham City deserves to have a fan channel like this to this level of output as
and
well.
it has to remain that as well.
Yes.
The fan channel. This is why we do what we do and how we do it. It has to remain that we are entitled to our football fans' opinions about our club, about players, about managers, about whatever we like, the state of the pitch, the state of the stands. We've got Booker Pies back!
I know, yeah. And Sean Rush. Sean Rush is
Sean
back
Rush,
as well.
yeah.
Yes, I know, yeah.
So that's a great
crazy good
appointment
move.
again. I'm so
Crazy
chuffed
good
to
move.
see him come back.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Surprise though, wasn't it?
yeah.
We did run a program called Piegate once the Booker Pies left, and we did several video tests of the pies that were in situ at the time, and we posted them out on social media, and we know the club got to see them. I don't know whether they put them down for a 2-year contract for those pies, but am I glad to see a Booker Pie
I've
back?
missed them, yeah.
So as well as getting Lee Bowyer as manager, you also got Papa Pies.
Yeah. Fan
Pies.
power.
This is the influential channel, isn't it?
Another person that might be coming back as well is Scott Dan. I've heard
Yeah.
links
Oh, nice.
I heard something about this morning. At what capacity?
as a player. So he's a free agent
Right,
at the moment.
yeah.
He's 34. He's run out of contracts at Palace.
Yeah.
And, he could come in and be a colossus for us at the back. I mean, he's
I'd take him
more
back.
than good enough to play in the Championship
Yeah.
still, isn't he?
I'd take him back.
Yeah.
He won't play week in, week out, we know that, but as a squad player, you can't get much better than that, can you?
No. I mean, he was outstanding in his first spell, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Him and
Yeah.
Johnson together were just brilliant.
Yeah, I think people agree. He's sort of that partnership. He helped raise Rogers' game to another level.
Yeah, definitely.
And he was. He tore his hamstring, didn't he, in the semis?
It was an incredible partnership, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Fantastic.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you don't very often get that, do you?
No.
Where you get those two key players that just knit and gel, and you know that ball's coming over, you know it's going to go away.
There's only one for me that was just edges it slightly, only slightly, and that's Cunningham and Upson. They were just different level for me personally. I thought Matthew Upson was probably one of the, if not the best centre half I've ever seen play for us. I thought he was outstanding.
But you need that blend of characters, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, and two similar centre halves, slightly different, don't they?
No, and again, Kenny Cunningham next to him helps get his game up to another level, because he made his England debut when he played for us.
He did,
yeah. So
all good stuff.
So that'd be good. I think if he came back, that'd be a great signing, for even if it's only for a season or two. You know. And then if he's got aspirations to go into coaching after, then it's a good path for him, isn't it? Because obviously he knows Lee Bowyer anyway, because he played with him.
He knows Gardner.
And Craig Gardner, and
yeah.
So Gardner's gone upstairs though. What's his role now?
So he's the technical director, is that
Director
right?
of football.
Andy, explain what a technical director does.
It depends on clubs, but in general terms, it's around helping to identify transfer signings.
Right.
But also it's to help ensure a sort of consistency of playing style across the age groups. So you sort of basically everyone, you're the person who makes sure everyone's on the same page across the club from a technical perspective. So tactically, medically, etc. So you can get some technical directors which are, glorified recruitment scouts who just go out and sign players, but you get ones which I think Craig is like, from the sense of it, is more the sort of a proper football man in that position. The head of it takes a bit of pressure off, because a first team manager shouldn't be worrying about what the academy's doing, or shouldn't be worrying about how the 23s are getting on.
Right.
That's
Apart from a weekly brief.
Yeah, exactly. Which is delivered by the technical director, so he helps look after.
Marvellous, wonderful. Okay, we got the first. This is the first. This is the Tilton Talk Show first caller of the year.
Fingers crossed.
Chris has got his fingers crossed. I think he's got his legs crossed. I think he's lost his bucket.
Lost his bucket. It's not a good sight down here.
Okay, who we got on the line, Chris, please? Adam Wilkes. Here you go.
Good evening, all.
Hey, good evening, Adam.
Hello,
Hey, it works. The Tilton Talk guinea pig.
Hey,
history.
Mr. Guinea Pig. How you been keeping through these awful times, mate?
Same as everybody else, just waiting to get back to some sort of normality, and I think Saturday was a bit of normality that we all needed.
I think this Saturday is going to be
Special.
It's going to be like my first game ever. I genuinely probably will cry when I go into the stadium. That's how much it means to me to get back and to be a part of it again. And I don't care. So if you do see me blarting, I don't need any medical assistance or anything like that. It's just pure emotion. How's the missus and child?
Oh, they're very well, thank
Marvellous,
you. I'm looking forward to that first rendition of the Tampere as we walk out the tunnel.
On that subject, do we think we need some new songs down the blues? Some new tunes?
Mr. Blue Sky, no, don't change that.
No, don't change that. I'll keep right on, but I'm just talking in general.
Do you remember when Alex McLeish tried to change the walkout music, didn't he? Changed that.
Oh, we had the Valkyries, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we had the Proclaimers as well, didn't we, before every game?
Yeah.
Okay, it's down to the listeners now. What walkout tune would you like to hear at the Blues? What walkout tune would you like to hear at the Blues?
If we change the Tampere.
If we change the Tampere,
Yeah.
I quite like that, though, because it's got that dum, 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 dum.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah.
Wasn't Trevor Francis? He chose that, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's what he's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one under
I don't
Gary
get the
Rowley as
lyrics,
well.
though. What's she going to look like with a chimney on her head? I don't quite understand that
No,
bit.
no.
But
Yeah, didn't we have under Gary Rowlett as well? He changed it to Peaky Blinders music, didn't he, for a bit as well when we came out for him? Yeah.
right, Chris and Mr. Robin there. Keep your eye on what people are saying for suggestions, and just interrupt us. Whatever happens, just interrupt and chuck them in.
I mean, even if we started playing Gala Free From Desire, obviously the atmosphere at Wembley when that came on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the other one because they play that up the road, but Gala Freed From Desire,
Yeah.
and we changed it to a player, someone's on fire.
Yeah.
That'd get the crowd going. I like that.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Hogan's
Paul,
on
don't you think
fire.
that's more of a
Hogan's on fire.
half-time thing, though?
Right, say again.
I says, Paul, do you not think that's a half-time thing?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, not to come out to. I'm just talking
okay.
in general, like just music to get the crowd going before the game as well.
I
half-time.
do like that inspirational video they play though. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
This is our Birmingham.
I do like that.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Any suggestions? No?
One thing I'd never want though is music when we score. No.
Or a drummer. If we get a drummer, I'm going to bash him on the head with his own drum and make him walk around with it like a pair of pants.
With the goal music.
There we go. We've got a few suggestions here. Lee Malin, Motorhead, Ace of Spades.
That's a bit heavy, isn't it?
Eruption, one-way ticket to the blue from Linda.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, we can't change the tempo, I agree. I'm just talking in general before the game to get the crowd going.
Yeah.
But on goal music, you can imagine, because a lot of teams adopted that during lockdown, didn't they? I wonder how many of them will keep it going. Because a few more clubs are using it now, aren't they? And it's... I can see the value in it, but it's not for me.
It's not for me either, no.
Can you believe 18 months have gone past and Ray Holbrough's still wittering over £4?
I just saw that.
It was actually £3 a season ago. What's he done? Personal inflation. Ray, I'll buy you a pint the second I see you, mate. Don't you worry.
Well, we've had some good ones in the past that we could bring back. I mean, was it what was that other one? That blue song, Eiffel
65.
Oh. Yeah.
What was it?
Eiffel 65, blue.
Oh, yeah. Blue Dabba Dee.
Yeah, could bring that back because that was decent.
I actually I had to sing an initiation song in front of the squad when it was an island trip away, and I sung that one. I only like the first few lines. No.
Want to practice again?
I'd rather. I had a sore throat. Yeah, it was Colin Doyle that made me do it.
Right, everybody seems to hate goal music, including the Sun Mullet. UB40, food for thought.
Yeah,
there it is.
Classic.
You need to say no more.
I like Nigel Mann.
Ooh.
You like what, sorry?
No, Nigel Mann, the hokey cokey.
The okey cokey.
Yeah, all right. You put your left leg in.
Yeah, nice one, Nigel. Yeah, I like that one.
The older version was Keep Right On was good when it was being played with its silence into the fans singing in the ground. Lindsay, you are absolutely right. Oh,
yeah.
When it sings...
Agree with Lindsay there.
But if we could all go na 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 before the game, I think that'd be awesome.
I think so, yeah.
No, other clubs have got that. The other clubs use it.
Clubs though. It was England. It was England, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Free from Desire.
Yeah. Hogan's on fire.
Sterling's on fire, wasn't it? That's what I sang to it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Come from Vardy. It was a Leicester thing actually, wasn't it?
No, it came from Will Grigg at Wigan.
Of course, because I actually went to Northern Ireland versus Germany
in the last Euros, wasn't it?
in the Euros, and he didn't play a single minute.
Just singing about it.
Yeah, literally he sung. You had like megastars singing the same song, didn't you? Like German internationals and stuff.
Yeah.
Gaynor Robinson's gone for Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. Linda Magna, Harvey Andrews, what a man. And when the Blues win the cup. The Story of the Blues, that's a good one, yeah.
That's a good one,
Yeah.
Blues fans sing it, la 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 la, Saturday, come Blues, keep it on, shout and be very quiet.
How about Roll Out the Barrel?
Well, we used to sing a version of that.
I know exactly. We just changed the lyrics slightly, haven't we?
Just for my Carrot's funky moped.
Yeah.
When I get me moped out on the road, I'm going to ride.
Was that one there?
Oh, God.
Which one is it?
The Killers, I Predict a Riot. I knew somebody was going to say that one.
Ray Brittle's Yellow Submarine. So we can all,
What did people think of my Maxime Colin song then? Did you like that?
It was all right. I've got to admit, I'll be honest here, I'm not a fan of the Harley Dean song. I think it's a bit cringeworthy.
So Limp Bizkit, Andy, keep rolling. Max Colin.
Was it adopted on Saturday? Anyone singing it?
No, I've just invented it like yesterday.
All dreamt it up.
So I've put it out there. So let's see if fans start singing it.
Yeah,
Max Colin.
I like it.
Yeah, play the fans sing it. We're on our way. Beautiful tune.
Yeah. Jason Hughes, I Predict a Riot, Kaiser Chiefs.
So did you get to play on any of them games at the Lions Den? The golf or the basketball or?
Yeah. They had.
What was your scores?
All the mod continent. I don't think I kept the tally, to be honest. It was just as bad as I am.
Because Kane was unreal at the golf, wasn't he? He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
How often like him?
Nearly every ball.
Most of them are, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you want to put lights on? I just getting a little bit worried that people can't see me.
Hello, Adam, you still there?
I am still here, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Hey.
It's all right.
Oh, sorry, Adam, I'm just chatting away here. What did you think of my Max Colin song?
Yeah, it's all right.
Jury's out.
Catching on, Paul.
So that's a no then.
Oh, well, I thought it was good.
Adam, what's your opinion?
Yes, mate.
What's your opinion on the Harley Dean song?
Yeah, about the same as the Max Colin song.
Good night, Adam.
It's catching.
That's not a bad shout. 2 Unlimited. Get ready for this.
Get ready for this.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
That'd get the crowd going, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. or we could go, we got pies, pucker pies.
So, Andy, we've asked you to do your blues 1 to 11, haven't we?
Yes, yeah.
And you remember it off the top of your head?
Yeah, I'll be able to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we do that now?
Yeah, fine, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So this is your all-time
Sort of-
favourite team
Yeah, I've
in
seen,
your lifetime?
no, not in my lifetime.
No, okay.
It's all time. You know, a blues 11 that you could do. And I have to admit, I spent probably about 3 days thinking about it on and
Really?
off to get to the bottom of it, because I
Yeah.
was sort of thinking, you know, almost I wanted a bit of a story behind each inclusion. So in goal, although I never had the luxury of seeing him play, it has to be sort of Gil Merrick, because although Blues have been blessed with so many goalkeepers, for him to achieve what he achieved
Yeah.
shows his undoubted quality to, you know, represent, you know, England at a World Cup as well, amass that amount of games across that period, and just be sort of obviously a consistent rock at the back for Blues, to the point then he's now already got a stand named after him.
Yep.
Don't think you look beyond that. So yeah, Gil Merrick in goal. Right back, Stephen Carr. I think led us to Carling Cup, and also, I mean, I was fortunate enough to be there from the moment he signed to the moment he sort of left. And what all staggers me about the Stephen Carr story is that he was just literally signed as a short term. I even remember the picture of him, that it's sort of overweight, you know, slightly grained, a bit more hair, sort of player. And I remember Blues fans going, "What the hell are we doing? You know, who's this guy going in?"
He'd retired, hadn't he?
Yeah, he was sort of, you know, facing the end of his career, and then to not only go on and have a sort of a second life and then lead us to a
Incredible.
club. He was interesting as captain, because in our world, sort of, you know, captains, you know, you expect them to be the first one to do an interview, don't you? And sort of good, bad, or indifferent, they're the first one to grab that microphone and represent their club. Stephen was the opposite to that. So actually, from our world as a captain, he was a nightmare, because he didn't like doing interviews generally. Which, but in terms of what he achieved on the pitch, I don't think you look beyond him in right back.
Brilliant.
If I jump to left back next, Martin Granger.
Yeah.
Again, free kicks, what he did at the top level, proper character as well.
Yeah.
Have you had him on there?
Yeah, we have.
I thought you had
Yeah.
him,
We spoke to him last year. Yeah.
Centre halves. Talked about him earlier, didn't we? Matthew Upson,
Yeah.
I think, as well. Again,
Yeah.
somebody who represents, anyone really represents England while playing for Birmingham City, you know, particularly across history where we have been, always shows how they've stepped up, you know, additional level.
Yeah.
And also, he was just such a amenable, nice guy, the looks of it, weren't he? You know, he's done well for himself now in the media.
Yeah.
Next one, centre half, I got for Joe Gallagher, purely because I had the fortune of sort of working with Joe. He was doing PA reports when I sort of was managing the press box there, and what I liked about Joe's story was that he adopted Birmingham as his own. You know, he was a Liverpudlian by birth, but he moved here, and he was an absolute rock. But also, you know, I think he lived local, worked at the Rover after he finished his career.
Check out the Tilton Talk interview with him.
There we are then.
When we had Tim Faraday on, he said that Joe Gallagher was the best centre half
Without a doubt.
that's ever played for us in his time. So, would you agree with that, Nick?
Yeah,
And Chris?
What, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
One of the first words my dad said to me when I got inside St Andrews, when I was slightly younger than I am now, shall we say, was, "Watch out for that number 5, Big Joe."
Yeah. Proper centre half.
And I still remember those words to this day. Happy birthday, Dad, today. He'd have been 92. Up that Blues.
Yeah.
Midfielder, Barry Ferguson, centre mid. I just thought somebody, his ability on the ball,
Brilliant,
we
wasn't
touched earlier with Woods as
Yeah.
well. He just
Yeah.
absolutely pulled strings. And
Yeah, it
during
was
that
class.
Premier League season,
Yeah.
you know, he was immense. And what I find staggering really was that how underestimated he was as a player in England. You know,
Yeah.
He'd obviously done well in Rangers, had a spell at Blackburn, didn't go too well with injury.
Yeah.
But I actually think, you know, in English football, if he'd come down a bit younger or stayed here for longer, what he could have achieved in the game. I mean, he achieved a phenomenal amount of north of the border, but in England, I don't think he was ever fully appreciated.
No.
The next one in midfield is I purposely didn't want to pick, because it's too, you know, it's an obvious one because he only played a handful of games, but I sort of have to go for Jude Bellingham just because of what I believe he can and will become.
Yeah.
For Birmingham to have produced somebody who I think will go on to be the best midfielder in the world is phenomenal, really.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and we feel that, they're retiring the number, let's leave that aside and all that talk. And unfortunately, we only had a very short amount of his career, but and it's interesting because I got to know him during the Euros a fair bit, and he was saying how much he sort of misses Birmingham. Not in the sense that he knows he's on the right pathway, but he constantly talks about Birmingham. He absolutely loves every aspect.
Nice. Just
Do you think he left a little bit too soon?
No, I would have done if he had not gone straight to Dortmund.
Right,
Because
okay.
actually, I was suspicious when he left. I thought they're going to do what they did with Sancho and play him. You used to have the B teams, don't they, in the football pyramid. But he went straight into the first team. So.
He's too good, isn't he? He's just too good for the Championship.
Well, he wouldn't have gone to Euros if he'd stayed.
He's just got everything: the stance, the look,
the maturity
Mr.
as
Mina.
well.
It was as if we'd been playing for 20 years,
Yeah, but he was one of the players in the squad this summer that benefited from obviously it not happening last year.
Yes,
Exactly. You can say the same probably for Saka. There is more, but Ben White probably wouldn't have gone, would he?
No.
Well, it says it all when someone like Trevor Francis raves about you. You mate.
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
I don't think Calvin Phillips would have gone, would he, if it had happened when it should have?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Speaking of my team now, I've got 4 more to go, haven't I? Yeah.
So
Wide
2 wingers.
right, Seb Larson.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
Again, loyalty, good character, international pedigree.
Yeah.
He could have jumped ship, you'd imagine, many a times, but sort of stuck with us as well. So it turned out to be an absolute bargain from Arsenal in that sense.
Yeah, I've always said he's the closest thing we'll see at St Andrews to David Beckham.
Yeah, in terms of technique and everything,
Similar kind of player.
Yeah, I just remember
some
that
ways.
first
Deliveries.
goal under McLeish's reign.
Screamer, I suppose,
Yeah, unbelievable. I sort of love watching that back.
Yeah.
Interest left side, I've gone for, just because, it's more synonymous with the club than what he did on the pitch, but was a phenomenal, was Alex Govan. If you look at his sort of contribution to the club's history and the culture of the club, giving that song, but actually he was a bloody good player as well, who sort of got to an FA Cup final, etc. And then up top, Trevor Francis, obvious sort of, say no more.
Yeah.
And then again, someone that I'm always reluctant to go for, but you just have to, is Christoph Duggery, just purely because of the impact.
How would that team rip the Premier League to shreds?
I think we'd scrape into the playoffs with that team.
But that just shows you, though, doesn't it? I mean, there's players that you could pick another team, and we've had some great players, haven't we, over the years?
Captain, Carr, and manager. I'd actually go for Chris Hughton.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his season
because I loved it. I loved working for Chris. I think Europe obviously added to it, but so I was thinking, because his stats flashed up the other day, because obviously Forest manager watched Forest Coventry yesterday, and it was like his achievements, and you sort of, part of me, you sort of forget that he got us to the playoffs that season. Which the club was pretty much on his knees when he went down. We didn't have a shirt sponsor, if you remember that. We were dragging players in on free deals, relatively unknowns. Got us to a playoff semi-final.
Linda said it was brilliant seeing the crowd at Sheffield singing "We All Want a Team of Jeremy's." I have seen it on YouTube. He was so happy, proud to be a Blue Nose, Blues family. Yet still people discriminate and take the pee out of his learning disabilities. Jeremy, we love you. That's all you need to know, mate. We love you. And he was lapping every second of it up. He was loving it.
Have you seen the Inside Blues video as well? The one where it's kind of like behind the scenes before the game in Sheffield, and the players are getting off the coach, and he's screaming at them, "Come on, Blues!" And you can see some of them. Some of them are smiling at him. And,
Come on, Blues!
Harley Dean acknowledged him. Quality.
I love being in Bar 8 and just hearing that coming down from up the street. It just makes my day, mate. It makes my day. It lifts my spirits, I promise you. Good old Jeremy.
That video was
good old Jeremy. Jeremy number one.
Carol Sandland has said that's a fine 11, Andy. Keep right on. And is it a special day today for Carol?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
She's 60, although I thought she was a lot older.
I thought she was older.
She's had a letter from the Queen, so she's happy.
She looks a lot older.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Carol.
Carol.
Only joking, Carol.
No. I'm going to tell you a seat number in a minute. Oh, golly. Well, we love a good sense of humour on the Tilton Talk Show. I cannot believe that it's nearly 8:30 already.
I know, it flies, doesn't it?
Like, wow.
We're going to do the who?
Yeah, please.
I'm done.
I haven't got it.
Done it?
No?
Oh, I thought you had.
Did you send me one?
I did.
Did you?
I did. Oh, well, we'll do it next week.
Oh, yeah.
What we normally do sometimes is we do...
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Occasionally.
We do a recording of an ex-player talking, and you got to guess who it is,
Nice.
Yeah, I did one from your time at Blues as well and everything. Spent loads of time preparing it.
I would have fancied myself to get that.
I know,
Okay. I'll do it. I can do it.
Can you save it? Yeah.
Do you want me to send it in there?
You can rescue it.
No, it's not, I won't be able to do it now.
You won't be able to do it now. Maybe next week.
It's the first show back, ladies and gents.
Oh yeah.
He's an old one, if you want to do an old one.
Well, people will know, won't they, if he's been on already?
You stick to your bucket, chap.
Can I ask the panel a question
Yeah, of
and
course you can.
wider listeners?
Yeah.
Just going back to Andy's team slightly, and he mentioned Gil Merrick and then having a stand named after him. Does the panel think there's another player deserving of a stand named after him? at
Well,
all?
yeah, obviously the Trevor Francis stand would be nice. I know he's got that room at the back, but I don't think...
He's got
I
the
don't
suite,
think-
hasn't he? Yeah.
I don't think he's been given quite enough accolades by the club. And also, I would like to see some bronze statues out the front.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
They do look
about
classy,
time.
don't they, when you go
Yeah.
to...
Well, and a badge
Do what's
as well.
around it.
They do look classy when you go
They
to
do, don't they?
grounds
Yeah.
and you see them, yeah.
One thing I do want to say about that football ground, though, and the surrounds of it, is an absolute dump. A filthy, horrible, dirty, litter, shredding, filthy hole. And it really is. Round St Andrews. The streets around St Andrews. And
Let's hope it's all cleaned up, ready
I
for...
hope so, Paul, because you know what? You've been to other grounds like Derby, we've been Blackburn, Bolton, and they're not announced a litter anywhere until the football fans get there, obviously. But as you're driving into Birmingham, I come down the Spitfire Island Road, down past Fort Dunlop, and I thought Egypt was bad.
Where's it all coming from? Well,
People's car windows, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the retail part maybe as well.
All around there. It's
And it's got
disgusting.
worse.
isn't it? It really is filthy.
Has it got worse then, you say?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never been this bad.
And the potholes in that road as well, outside Fort Dunlop. Crikey. Oh, well, that's another story. I don't think we can put the council to right tonight, can we, Boo? No, all right.
We can get a statue.
We'll move on. We'll move on. Who owns the football ground now, then? Anybody know?
Not me.
No.
No,
Not me.
not you.
I'm getting sticky for not having this ooh, and it's...
No, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, rightfully so, people. Rightfully so.
it wasn't my fault.
Look at this, only one job, Hipkiss.
I know.
Who was it, Paul? Great show from lads from Sam Mullet, Craig Courtney. Forget music, just
What
played
was the same
Jeremy.
it was?
Yes, I've got it. He's got it. No, let's go back up. Up. Forget music, just play Jeremy shouting "Come on, Blues" when we come out onto the pitch. How about that?
Well, you don't need the tannoy, do you? Just give him the mic.
Well, you could do that,
Yeah,
or
All the half time.
just a massive "Come on, Blues," and then I never felt more like singing the blues.
Oh yeah, you could do like a
Backing track to it.
See the comment from Pete Taylor. The Undoy up has a ring to it.
The Czech and Doy stand.
the check end doy stand. Yeah. Wow.
That's a great shout by Carol Sandman.
That's
Jeff Hall.
fantastic. Yeah.
Jeff Hall
Yeah.
needs recognition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, right, okay. We've got 5 people we can choose to have statues outside St Andrews. Jeff
Okay.
Hall, got to be Jeff Hall. Got to be Gil Merrick.
Yeah.
Got to be Trevor.
Francis, yeah.
Please don't say Jude.
Tebley.
No, I couldn't say Jude. Look, he didn't play for us long enough to deserve that accolade.
Peter
did he?
Enkelman,
What, stooping,
just with him and his head in his hand like that. Yeah.
just looking at the ball. Or you could also have that a bronze statue of the chap that belted him around the head as well.
What about Darren Carter or Obafemi Martins?
Femi Martins,
Yeah,
yes.
you'd
What
have
about
to have somebody from the
what
company.
about Obafemi actually doing the overhead?
That'd be class.
That'd be classic, wouldn't it?
Or Stevie Carr just running around.
You might have a job
And-
getting him to stick in
and-
mid-air like, but
John Gale with the overhead kick
Oh,
at
yeah.
Wembley.
Yeah.
Huh?
That'd be
Paul
class.
Tate?
Take it.
Tater, yeah, with his t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh dear me. Oh, Jermaine Pennant.
Jermaine Pennant and
The Jermaine Pennant end.
Right, okay. The Jermaine Pennant end.
Good player for us, though.
He was, yeah.
yeah, he was.
We can't afford to get the stand repairs done, let alone a statue or a badge on the back of the Gil Merrick. This badge on the back of the Gil Merrick stand has been rumbling on for years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Will somebody just get me a chuffing great big ladder and I'll spend the night painting it on?
Yeah.
Just give me a ladder big enough.
It would
Give me a
look
ladder.
good, wouldn't it? Yeah, it is needed.
Just back to England quickly. We're going to win the World Cup.
I think we've got as good a chance as we ever got. After it, sort of, the moment I walked through the doors of the FA, our sort of strategic goal, which I don't sort of often like that phrase, has always been 2022 the one. I actually think it being a Winter World Cup, the players we've got coming through are peaking. I think it'd be perfect time for us.
I think the experience as well, because a lot of those players, obviously, that we had in the Euros weren't in the World Cup, were they? So I think that experience of the Euros as well, and getting to a final.
It's progressive.
Exactly.
Fourth, third, second.
Yeah.
So inevitable first.
It's exciting, isn't it? Yeah. And we've made huge progress since Iceland, haven't we, obviously, in 5 years, which is only, in international football, 5 years is only a couple of seasons, isn't it?
Yeah, you get 10 games a year outside of the tournament year on average. So and you throw a pandemic into that, so it mixes it up a bit more as well.
Okay, last year, can I just give a massive thanks to everybody for all the donations that came in through COVID. We raised something in the region of £5,000 for PTSD charities.
Amazing.
We raised enough, we and others raised enough money for Jeremy's mum's funeral, and so many other great things that you guys out there did for us last year. We're just the voice, but we're going to start our charity push this year. Have we got a nominated charity yet, Christopher?
I've come off mic now.
It's come off mic now.
Best to say Craig, because we're going to support quite a few.
Yeah.
PTSD, Children's Hospital. Who else are we going to support, Mark?
The Chris Brown Bucket Curve.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Export birthday.
Do we know how many votes we had in the end for the NBCC awards?
Can I? Sorry. Yeah. Can I just stop you there, Paul, for a second? I'm really sorry about this, mate. Interrupting. You mentioned my birthday.
When's that, Nick?
Christmas Day. Would you believe it?
And you never said that
I've
before.
No, not this season anyway. Oh dear.
Just giving people a heads up.
Somebody was going to do a book on how many times I say it between now and the end of the year. So it's got to be at least once a week.
So when's the NBCC award announced? Michael Woods is asking.
So the ceremony is on I believe 9th of September, December, November. Got it right in the end.
Right.
November.
Okay.
So that's the 9th of
If
November.
anybody wants to sponsor us, so we can all have tickets.
Okay. Nudge, nudge.
The only request I've got that Razor Ruddock isn't the speaker this year.
Because I only supplied one ticket, so that's mine, obviously.
Where's it held?
It was Alexander Palace last time, wasn't it? We went.
No, this is a new one.
The east side rooms, is it? East side rooms.
East side,
mailbox, isn't it?
Mailbox.
At the mailbox. Okay.
There you go.
Aye. Yeah.
So do you think tomorrow night then, Colchester, a few changes tomorrow, do we think?
Oh yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Listen.
You imagine someone like Truman would get a game and goal and all the rest of it.
Hello. What was that?
What was that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a caller?
I'm still here.
Put your 50 in.
Somebody's trying to reach you, Adam, I think.
Where was I saying? I think they've got to make wholesale changes tomorrow. There's a league out there on Saturday, right? And I think Lee Bowyer is intelligent enough to say, I know where my priorities are going to lie. Yes, another cup run would be absolutely superb.
Yeah.
But we have to improve our league performance, and we have to not be in a position where come, March, April, May, we're shaking in our boots again, right?
What I like is, though, we've got depth now. We've got players that didn't play that can do a job. I mean, Friend, the lad from Charlton up front, Aniki, didn't play, did he?
No. Yeah.
Jordan Graham we've got as well.
Yeah.
Sanchez didn't play Saturday.
Sanchez didn't come on at all, did he?
No.
Is there any youth players that could get a debut tomorrow? I think of who's
That could be a possibility, Andy, yeah.
There might be, yeah. I can't think off the top of my head. But
it's often that one where the players made that. Obviously, Jude made his debut, didn't he?
at Portsmouth. Yeah. But Odin Bailey's gone up to, is it Livingston?
Yeah, I read that this morning.
Yeah. So,
Wilkes, are you still in the same seat?
No, I haven't got a ticket this year.
Oh, right,
I'm afraid.
okay. Why?
No. Long story, but the crux of it is the person I used to get my ticket off no longer works for Blues directly. They're a subcontractor now, so they don't get the same privilege.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Right, okay, thoughts for... I'm not ready to bother about tomorrow. Thoughts for Saturday.
Stoke at home.
They scored 3.
Say again?
They scored 3 the weekend.
3-2 win.
But it's going to be at St Andrews, and it's going to be...
2-0 Blues.
2-0.
Yeah.
2-0.
Scott Hogan brace.
Adam Wilkes.
I'm going to go 3-1 Blues.
Mr. Robe.
I'm going to go 1-0 Blues. I think they'll scrape it.
Mrs. Browne.
2-0.
Well, you didn't put the other hand up. It was just 2. Dear me. Andy, what's your thoughts?
1-0 Blues. Yeah. same issue. Yeah.
I've got a feeling Hogan's going to bag a few goals this season. Yeah,
He should have buried that one on Saturday.
he should have done. Yeah, but he'll get there.
Yeah.
Why?
If we stick with him and playing with Djukovic, I think we'll see that partnership from a couple of seasons ago again.
Can I just say about the keeper as well, Sarkic?
Yeah.
I went to the friendly against the Albion the week before, and I thought, oh no, here we go again. But he must have done something in training during the week because he was a different player.
Yeah.
It's the mindset though in a competitive
mindset,
game. It's
yeah.
totally different to a friendly, isn't it?
Well, as everybody knows, I live up that area, and my ritual after we beat these ragamuffins is to have a Sunday dinner on them, which is locally called a bag of chips.
Okay.
It's like they're all chip eaters. They all eat chips. Everybody from Stoke eats chips. That's right, Andy, isn't it?
Oatcakes.
Have you heard that? Oh, they're disgusting things. It's like pulling the skin off your grand's arm and eating it for breakfast.
Did you say arm?
Yes, I did say arm, yeah. Okay, so I want to personally humiliate a few people around my area, so I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0.
Love it.
And we'll check those out next week.
Yeah.
Next week. Okay. Crikey.
Guys, do you think we'll get anybody else through the door before the transfer window shuts?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I think there's talk of Lyle Taylor, isn't there, if Cosgrove moves on. So whether that happens, and obviously Scott Dan I've mentioned. So I'll be surprised to see.
When does the window shut?
End of the month, isn't it?
August 31st.
Yeah,
End of
yeah.
August.
31st
Yeah.
of August.
Okay.
Got a few weeks. haven't we?
Yeah, there's ages left, yeah. A few weeks,
I think
so
we'll move a couple on as well, won't we?
probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we can maintain that size of a squad, to be
I
fair.
think we need, if we're going to play with wing backs, we need a left wing back, a proven left wing back, don't we? Because Beeler, as well as Beeler played, he's not a wing back, is he? He's a winger. So I think
Some of his touches were phenomenal again.
Oh, brilliant! He was one of the best players on the pitch.
Love it.
I mean, if he's going to play like that at wing back, that's fine. But I'm just saying we need another one, don't we?
Yeah.
Mind you, we got Costello, haven't we, from Chelsea? He came on as well and did okay, didn't he?
I reckon he'll play
And he can play left wing back, can't he?
Yeah.
So
I made that much noise when we scored. The cat still ain't come up under
yeah,
the
I
bed
did.
yet.
Yeah.
When you realised we kicked off.
Sorry?
When you realised we kicked off.
Yeah.
Or do you think Pedersen could do a job at wing back
Yeah,
if we got Scott Dan in?
Yeah,
Put him in the middle.
Yeah. Or you could put Friend there, couldn't you?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And we've also got obviously Sanderson as well from Wolves, haven't we, to come in as well? There's another one.
Mind you, that's a bit of a strange one, him, because he was injured anyway, wasn't he? So it'd be unusual to sign an injured player, really. I don't know a lot about him.
We've got Everidge to come back in goal as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got strength in depth. I think we've got some decent players that didn't play at the weekend that can come into the team. So
Yeah, Nico, I'm looking forward to seeing from Charlton as well.
yeah, and me, yeah.
You just see it feel with Lee Bowyer, there's a real sort of clear
Management
plan, clear
structure.
focus.
Yeah.
There's sort of not getting too high, not getting too low.
No.
On a level all the way through, which almost you sort of need given the seasons that Blues have had in the past.
But the players look like they know what they're doing on the pitch, don't they? They look.
Yeah, clarity.
Yeah.
Clarity.
Yeah,
of the
but
plan.
also, Paul,
So,
we knew what we were doing as well when we employed him.
Well, yeah,
Simple as that,
yeah.
Andy, what are your thoughts on Craig Gardner going upstairs?
Yeah, I think we touched on earlier really that the role of a technical director is one that divides opinion. I was surprised he took it really. I sort of expected him to probably have more of a handle on being a coach really in the first instance. But I mean, you do need roles like that, and somebody who knows the club from sort of top to bottom and can be relatable is great. I mean, you do get clubs where you bring in overseas recruits that are sort of the next big thing
that's what
on
we were doing with all
technical
the Spanish
directors.
guys, wasn't it?
We're actually for once, somebody who is part of the club and has been there, steps up, so knows what needs stuck. Somebody who's played with the manager as well and gets on with him. It'd be interesting to see how it goes. As I said, a bit of a surprise.
Will he highlight prospective players to Lee?
Depends on the role. I'd imagine he'd help with that. But I get the sense that because of how well entwined Craig is with the club from top to bottom, it'll be more about taking a bit of heat off Lee's shoulders really, so he's not having to worry about what the academy are doing, as I said earlier, and which players coming through. Almost he can do that job for him. But technical directors generally do help identify players. Yeah.
Sorry, Andy, to jump in, but I noticed Craig's doing a lot of sort of PR, not PR, like community work. Do you reckon that's part of his remit?
Definitely, yeah, because he's seen
Doing
it.
a lot of coffee mornings and stuff like that.
Yeah, he can almost be sort of a voice for because the ownership is often. But
But
the head with the parapet, so you need.
Yeah.
They look a unit on the bench though as well, don't they? Mark Kennedy, the goalkeeper coach, Marshall, isn't it? Andy Marshall. Lee Bowyer, obviously, and Sean Rush on Saturday. They all looked
together.
But Yeah. Which is good.
Time will tell. We'll have to see how the season pans out. We will.
It's never 8:45.
It is 8:45. Yeah.
Flown, isn't
It's
it?
8:45. We've got 15 minutes. Oh, 15 minutes. 15 minutes for the last 15 minutes of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be as comical but clean as you possibly can be all the way through the season. I don't need to remind you of that every week. This is where you guys crack me up and I quite often end up in tears of laughter. I've had my hernias fixed, so I'm all right now. I did. I had them done, Chris. I had them done. Well, they weren't very nice, but hey-ho. These things are sent to try us. Right, so this week's 15 minutes is anything you will find inside a can. Anything you'll find inside a can or a tin. That could be in your cupboard, it could be in a garage, it could be anywhere. But anything you can find inside an unopened can. There you go.
Harley Tinner Beans.
Harley Tinner Beans. Oh, trust Wilksy. Anything you can find in a can associated with anything to do with football. Anything to do with football. I won't beat them, Paul. I promise you. I know you're struggling, but
I'm struggling big time here.
You won't beat this IAM, mate.
Oh no, they'll always think of something.
Brilliant.
Already started.
Hotter chocolate? Oh, come on.
That's obvious.
Oh.
Mark Brooks, Peebo,
Peebo,
Roy Hayward,
I've so missed this. Canned carrot.
Super Kevin Phillips. Soup.
DJ
Kevin
Campbell
Phillips.
soup. Oh, look at that, Pete Taylor again.
DJ
He
Campbell
does it every
soup.
week.
Yeah,
He
it's
does it
brilliant.
every week. Oh, Harley Beans.
That's a good name. That is it.
Oh dear.
I'm struggling.
We've got
Can't
beans.
Bean
Holdsworth.
Oldsworth, Brett Stanley, yeah. Bean Oldsworth,
Hammer and Jerome.
yeah.
Hammer and Jerome.
Jasper Carrot.
Oh dear. Oh golly. I knew you wouldn't be beaten.
I'm trying to think.
P for Beasley.
What about Alex Oxtail Chamberlain?
Spaghetti Boyerays. That's very clever, Lindsay. Well done. Paul Taters. Who did that to me?
Ray Hobro. Paul Taters. Brilliant.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, it's all green.
You can see why we miss this, can't you?
What, Pepsi Guardiola?
What one?
Pepsi Guardiola.
Oh, Pepsi Guardiola. Yeah. Anything that can be found inside an unopened can.
Spam Lazaridis.
I'll stop rocking the table. Mince Overson.
Mince Overson.
Overson, yeah.
They're all coming now. So Andy, what lies ahead for you this week? Now you're involved with Earlswood day in, day out now? Is it a
No,
full-time
just
job? Or?
Giving me some CPR in a minute. I hope.
So I bet you're still on the come down from the Euros then. It's only been a month.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, we announced the squad for the September Internationals in 2 weeks on
In 2 weeks.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so into Thursday, and then we got 3 games in September.
Yeah, that's
away
right.
to Hungary, home to Andorra, and away to Poland. So
Yeah.
it's fixture soon to come back.
So if
upon
you get
us.
all England games on BBC, we've got a terrible record on ITV.
Right.
And there's no adverts.
ITV, you get the teams come out, you get the national anthems.
And you get an advert.
Bing!
Yeah.
All your emotion has just drained
Yeah,
away.
absolutely.
It's what pays the bills.
I know that's what pays the bills. I know, I get that.
Bit of a random question,
But
Andy.
really,
Did you get any sort of specially made mementos or anything like that? Do they issue you with any souvenirs or anything like that?
Good question.
Yeah, we. So after the World Cup, and I think the same thing's going to happen this time. Is our team photographer, our produces like a special book of sort of photo album, really, like a professionally printed photo album, which has got not just like action pictures, but also little pictures he's taken behind the scenes.
Oh.
It's almost like a visual diary, which is quite nice.
that's nice.
And also in our room, they we got sort of personalised like picture. Seems like another one's coming.
Chili con Karen Carney.
Chili con Karen
That's the
Carney.
winner.
That's brilliant.
Who was it? Brett Stanley. Chili con character.
That's the winner.
Yeah.
She's doing well for herself, isn't she? She's
Brilliant.
she's on Sky Sports now, isn't she? For the women's league. Is it the women's league?
For the EFL coverage as well.
Yeah.
She just deleted her Twitter account.
I should.
Yeah,
Has she?
a few abuse apparently online. Shame. Really shame.
Terry Spaghetti Hooper. It's a good one.
So in the squad coming up then for these games, I'm just trying to think if there's anyone that could make it in that wasn't in the Euros.
P Camp.
Because it depends how the season starts, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
How do these two remain serious?
I
What's going on?
think Arsenal could move from
Yeah.
so he gets on there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
Monday
possibly
meltdown.
James Maddison, if he goes to Arsenal as well and starts well, possibly, or even if he stays at Leicester and starts well. So you got Harvey Barnes there as well.
Yeah.
They've got James Justin to come back.
Could I just congratulate Leicester on their
much talent, isn't there?
amazing win the weekend? Could I congratulate Leicester on their amazing win the weekend? Superb win. Well done, Leicester City. I can't remember who they were playing. Ricky Risotto.
Can you get risotto in a can?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you can.
I think you can.
No,
Can.
yeah.
Can
Okay.
I have a tin of risotto, please? Oh, dear me. Cherry Adibola. No, they don't work. Sorry, Adam. Cherry.
Yeah.
Could have gone Cherry Cooper.
Cherry Cooper would
Yeah.
have sounded better.
It would have sounded a bit better.
Before my time.
We sadly lost him. We sadly lost him recently, didn't we, Terry Cooper?
Last week.
Yeah. That was my sort of earliest memories as a sort of going down, really. Lou Macari, then Terry Cooper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lovely letter off him after the
Oh yeah, absolutely.
after the Stoke riot. After that Stoke riot, I wrote to him. Told him like, "Come on, don't give up. This ain't we're not all like this. This ain't what we're all about." And
Yeah.
he wrote me a lovely letter back, and I've still got it in my museum at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touch.
Yeah,
Like some photos of that. If you can.
yeah, could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can put it up in here. As well.
Yeah. Plus me big plastic check I've got as well. Won 1,000 quid on the half-time draw.
Oh, yeah.
Did you? When was that?
18, 19.
That's a good one from
1,000
Jason
guineas.
Hughes.
It's a good job there's a wall separating us.
What about Darren Ambrosia? Darren Ambrosia, that's brilliant.
Ambrosia, yeah.
Declan Rice.
Barry Frey Bento Spice. Barry Frey Bento Spice. Barry Frey Bento.
Yeah, Declan Rice, as in
dear.
rice pudding.
Yeah.
Rhubarb Blatchford.
What's he been eating tonight, Brett Stanley?
There's a lot of suspect things going in cans here, by the way.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
I know you
You know
can.
what?
We've got to double check this.
I didn't think you'd get one.
So you got a game the weekend, Allswood?
Yes, we have Ulster Town at home.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Saturday?
Yes.
You be there?
Blues. I will be, yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Trying to get to what I can, so, yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to this little project, aren't you?
I am,
Yeah, I can
it's
tell.
good. Nice little setup. And sort of, as I said, small things make a big difference at that level. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy. How often do you get down the Blues?
Well, I can't think. The last game I went to was. I usually try to go at least sort of once every couple of months, generally when I can. As I think I've said a few times when I came in here before, when I sort of first left Blues, I couldn't go down to watch because I said it felt like watching my ex have dinner with somebody else. Like you're so entwined with a club, and then suddenly next week you're out.
No, I get it. I get it.
You're like, oh, that's changing. I don't recognise that. But now it's got to a point where I think I'm trying to think of the playing squad. If there's any players left that was there when I think the last one to go was obviously Craig Gardner was there, but I think everyone else has gone now.
Yeah, don't think we've got anyone left.
No. Well, I was quite depressed actually. It's funny because people were saying when Jude broke into England scene, they were saying, "Oh, you must have known sort of Jude. Well, the club I worked at, he was 11 when I left." So I'm like, no, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't hang around with him.
Just a reminder of.
Won't be long before his brother comes through, will it?
I know. Yeah, it's promising, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Yeah.
He's a generational talent, isn't he, Jude? He's going to go on to massive things.
And that's why that all-time 11
Yeah,
sort of had to drop
You
him in.
you only
Sort of
find a
begrudging.
player like that twice in a lifetime,
Exactly,
don't you? You know, at any club, you only get probably a couple of them that come along.
Trent Francis.
I'm talking from the youth scene upwards, yeah. You know, And we've been blessed because we've had we've got Joe to come, we had Jude, we had went to Leicester.
Oh, Damari Gray.
Yeah, Damari Gray.
Nathan Redmond, Jack Butland.
Yeah, thank you.
I think, by the way, Damari Gray at Everton this season is
A good move for him.
fantasy teams.
Great move for him.
It was only 1.5 million, wasn't it?
Proper working man's club,
Yeah.
right? Got the same kind of ethos as what we have,
Yeah.
and the same kind of supporters.
And under Rafa Benitez, sort of
Yeah.
what level he could reach. I mean, he's been in one England squad, Damari has, and he never got on. Post World Cup, that was, so potentially could be good to see him back in an England shirt.
Yeah, definitely.
Next week, Christopher, I meant to have done this week. Actually, I've got for the PTSD charity just over 1,000. Hello, who's that again?
Leaps.
Just over £1,000 in my safe at home. I'll be bringing that in next week, matey. All right, and then we can get that off now that we can all meet again.
Yeah, that is one of the we're supporting PTSD, BHT, Annie Devlin, and a few more.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
that's good.
Brilliant. And Sharon's still got to have her hair dyed bright blue. She will still do it. Like I say, she's been paid a lot of money to have it done. And discussions are ongoing. Are our people talking to their people, Chris?
They certainly are.
That's great. Great news.
Do we have a guest next week?
I'm not sure next week.
To wait out.
We've got somebody on the fan cam next week, but I'm not sure who the guest is.
Okay.
We've had a chap on called Stuart tonight who's visiting.
Oh yeah.
Where are you from, Stuart? Yeah, Stuart Hind. Where are you from? We're interested to know.
Scotland, isn't it? I think he's from Scotland.
Is it?
And he's reading the page, I think he's working down here for a few weeks.
Okay, cool.
And he went to, I think, Borsley Labour sorted him out with the ticket for Sheffield. And he's going tomorrow night as well, I think.
Yeah,
Sorry if I got that muddled up, Stuart.
I saw that earlier. He was thanking the Boys Labour
Yeah.
Club for help him sort his tickets out once.
I think he's going back up to Scotland.
Stuart, if we haven't got a guest in next week, just get in touch. Yeah, get in touch
Yeah.
with the show.
Craig will know, won't he, Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know if you know. But yeah, coming on to Saturday. Yeah, coming on to Saturday.
Frank Woodrow next week.
I beg your pardon?
Frank next week.
Oh,
Frank Woodrow.
Frank Woodrow.
Yeah.
He's a great character. You had him on before?
No.
No, never.
Yeah.
I sat with him when he won Player of the Season, Player of the Season, 2008. When he got promoted under McLeish.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the ICC.
No,
Yeah,
Craig Courtney's
making us
changing.
laugh. He was having us in bits.
Sorry, my fault. It's Wade. It's
He's
Wade Elliott.
one job. He only
Elliott.
gets
Oh, it's Wade Elliott.
Elliott.
Yeah,
one job a week. That's all he's
He's
got.
assistant at Cheltenham. Is that right at the moment? Isn't he?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Manager,
yeah.
I bumped into
I don't
him
think
the
is he coming in or is he on Zoom?
I don't know.
Okay.
way. He lives Bristol way, so fair
So
play to him if he does come in. Yeah.
probably be on Zoom, I would have thought.
Okay, a few more then to round the night off. We've got Hotter Dogs, Stevie Red Bull. What's that? Kind of Ben Foster's. Yeah, I like that one. Ben Foster's.
What about Frankfurter Quedru? Frankfurter
Yeah.
Quedru?
Yeah, yeah.
Craig said that.
Yeah.
Craig
Did
said
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a good one up here and I thought, oh, that's funny how he's...
Mackerel Morrison, good as well. I like that one.
Mackerel Morrison.
That's a good one.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Anyway, it's quite a few.
Yep.
Good stuff.
If anybody's got any suggestions for the last 15 minutes, personally, send me a message on, personally, because,
It's hard to think of things every week, isn't it?
well, yeah, I mean, I had to come up with that one on the way here today, because I'd literally...
Decent, actually. Not had it before.
Do you know what? This lot are mad. They're mad.
Do you pull together an 11, a starting 11 from players in the can?
Everybody that comes in gets a starting 11, yeah.
No, I mean from your puns. So you have like a can of Ben Foster's in goal.
Oh.
So by the end of the show or next week, you can have your 11.
Stephen Carlin at right back.
Yeah.
Oh, all to do with beer.
Not that that'd be my choice. Not that that'd be my choice of beer, by
Frank
the way.
Worthington, come on.
I'm going to forward to that.
Well, this is crazy. I can't believe that it's, 3 minutes to 9, something like that?
2 minutes.
Crikey. No, 2 minutes to 9. 2 minutes to 9. Gentlemen, it's been an absolute blessing and a pleasure. It's so good to be back and see you guys in the flesh again. You all, and I really genuinely mean this, right? You all got uglier than you were last season.
Nick, that's why I'm on the phone.
we know, Adam. We know. Adam, thanks for all you do for us, matey. Thanks to Craig Courtney. Thanks to everybody who works so hard behind the scenes. For the new look studio, Chris Browne, you've done an absolutely superb, tremendous job during COVID.
Thank you.
Well done, you. Mr. Robe coming in all the way from Coventry. Got to get back to on your train now.
Yeah, trudge back.
And ladies and gentlemen, a very special guest tonight, me. The one and only Mr. Andy Walker. Great to see you, Andy. Thanks ever so much for coming again. Good luck with the new venture. And you're very welcome to come back and see us anytime. And up the blues, always up the blues.
All the best,
mate.
Andy.
And all the best in England as well, mate.
And you can see just from the reaction on there tonight, just how well loved you are, mate. Promise you.
Means a lot.
Super.
No, I do,
Yeah. Right. Andy Walker, ladies and gents. Andy Walker. Woo.
Thanks, everyone.
Oh, this has been the Tilton Talk Show. Good night. God bless. Take care. From Mrs. Browne.
Good night.
From Mr. Wilkes. From
Good
Mr.
night, everyone.
Wilkes. And from Mr. Hipkiss.
Good night, everyone.
Mr. Robe.
Good night, everyone.
Myself, good night. And from Andy Walker, the last words.
Good night. Up the blues.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say?